Igniting the flames within is not a simple task, especially if those flames have once been extinguished. As a child, Diamond Quek was not sure of her worth in this world, but through a life-changing introduction, she transforms herself and discovers her true value.
I'm Diamond. I name myself Diamond because I have a heart as strong as a diamond, and I will share with you why. I grew up not knowing what love means. Since young, my parents always tells me that they would be happier without me. I was frequently beaten and scolded, living my life in fear. I had a feeling that I could be abandoned any time. And one night, I almost was. I was 7 years old then. After I was beaten by my parents again, they brought me out in their car. Naively, I thought that they felt guilty and would bring me out for supper. Arriving at the car park, I was asked to get off first. But before I could turn around, the car drove off. I was horrified. I ran after a red tail light screaming, "Don't go, don't go." I didn't quite know what happened next. I heard loud honks and brakes screeching. I was in a daze. Someone picked me up, and I heard a man shouting at my parents. "How could you do that to a little girl? She could have been killed." Then, I was home, frightened, and I couldn't stop crying. This episode confirmed one thing that I had always known. My father and mother never loved me. The toilet was my favorite place at home. It was the only place whereby I could cry for hours without being caught and beaten. I fantasized there, being saved by a fairy godmother, and I nursed my hurt feelings there to make myself strong. And strong I did become. I learned to shut out my feelings. I told myself that I don't need love. I just played my role as a filial daughter, persuading myself that regardless, my parents gave me food, shelter, and a good education. When I was 9 years old, my mother finally told me that I am adopted. I was not hurt. I had already figured that out when I was 7. It only made me want to meet my birth parents even more. And that finally happened when I was 16. I went back to China to visit them. Throughout the whole journey, my heart was pounding like mad. I didn't know how and what I should say or do. When I finally met my mom, she held my hands. Her eyes were filled with tears. That night, she shared me her life and her dreams. We chatted for hours. And for the first time in my life, I felt love. When I returned back to Singapore, I was more determined than ever to succeed. I want to repay my debt to my adoptive parents and to give my biological mom a better life. So I worked very hard to graduate from university and started my restaurant immediately. It was hard work, especially after business took off. I had no time for friends or family because I was completely focused on making money. One night, I was busy at the cashier when my phone rang. It was my sister from China. She told me to prepare myself as my mom might die soon from brain tumor complications. My whole world went blank. Why wasn't I told earlier? But my sister's reply was, Mom doesn't want us to worry you. She says, you are busy making money. I put down the phone, still holding on to a customer's money. I felt totally helpless and so angry. I have money in hand, but that couldn't even save the only person who loves me. And I couldn't even leave my business to be with her in her times of need. Thankfully, my mom woke up from her coma after 3 days. I felt that I was given a second chance. No. Money isn't the most precious gift for our loved ones. Good health and quality time are. But then, Yusana was introduced into my life. I saw in Yusana an opportunity to change my situation, to improve myself, and to help others. I know it will not be easy. It would require a lot of commitment. But I was all out. With this new vision, I decided to close my restaurant to do Yusana full-time. It was a hard decision, but it was all worth it. I rediscovered myself through Yusana. Being with a group of happy and positive teammates made a huge difference to my life. Slowly, I began to chip away at the wall that I built around myself. I became more expressive with my feelings and regained my confidence. I stopped stammering when I talk. I'm no longer aggressive and defensive and became a better listener. I'm now able to hold and start conversations, which is a big deal. During last year's Chinese New Year, my relatives couldn't recognize me. They thought I went to Korea for plastic surgery. It was the best New Year I have ever had. I was able to converse with my relatives while making eye contact with them. And I could see the relief in my parents' eyes as they saw my transformation from ugly duckling to a confident swan. Yusana also helped me to rebuild my relationship with my parents. I used to feel awkward showing them that I care for them. But by giving them Yusana supplements, I made a start to show them that I love them. 6 months ago, I did something that I had always feared. I told my parents how I felt all my life. I know there was no confrontation. I showed them my diary and explained to them my feelings that I kept bottled up inside. Then I sat there, listening to my mother, sharing me their life and their struggle with the decision to adopt me. We held each other, we cried. But I felt much better. It is a start, and I know we have a long way to go, but it's a huge burden off my shoulder. Papa and Ma, thank you for taking care of me and for allowing me to love you. I talk to my mom in China regularly over the phone. She loves me. She wants to know all about my life. and to make sure that I am truly leading a happy life. I will, Mom. You see, for me, USANA isn't just a vitamin. USANA isn't just an opportunity. USANA brought out the best in me. I am Diamond. And I promise you, I will shine. Thank you.